and guests. My name is Chantal Fitz. I'm Sergeant at Arms, and it's my job to make sure to open the meetings and make sure they run quite smoothly. And I'm going to hand over to our Toastmaster, that's like our MC, and she's really going to make sure that the meeting goes well. Just a bit of admin, that's my job to make sure that everyone's doing the admin. If you are online, welcome to our online guests. I think currently it's just Sean, as far as I know. Sean, I think you have renamed yourself, so we're not going to go through all of that admin. And then I'm just trying to find.
And it's lots of online guests.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Mina.
No, it's just Shiva.
Mina, Fernando, Shiva. Well, welcome to our online guests. And I think it looks like you've all renamed yourself, so you don't have to rename yourselves, and you understand the protocol of being on silent.
Hello.
Hello, Helanda. I know that voice anyway. Where's the smile?
I have some issues. I have some issue with my camera, but I'm trying to open it.
Okay, I do want to see your face. Yeah,
Okay.
so please get to, okay. And we're a very encouraging club. I don't see that we have one new person, but this club is all about encouragement, and you'll see there's a lot of clapping and encouragement, and there's notes around on the tables, and then that's just encourage. So they're writing notes, but it's to say if you found something that you enjoyed about the speech or something you liked about the speech. So notes being passed around, not that anyone's being rude or bored. And so without further ado, I need to, before we hand over, I need to read our club promise, which is, turn it out of my head. My husband from Angola, I'm not surprised, so he is in Angola, but anyway. Okay.
Let's hear him.
Sorry?
Let's hear him.
ToastEd Toastmasters Club promises to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I wish you an exciting and informative evening, and I'll leave you in the hands of our president, Justine. I'll have Justine. Good evening, everybody. So nice to see you all. Sean, is our sound still good? I'm presuming it's good.
Perfect.
Okay, fabulous. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, Chantal, for opening the meeting with us. And tonight we celebrate our successes with the theme of a celebration of success. I am sure that all of us know that to be successful means different things for everybody. We can't always be successful. We do have setbacks, and those setbacks always teach us lessons to go forward in life, and we grow from those setbacks. We don't be afraid of them. I know they might not feel so comfortable in the moment, but there's a reason for that setback. I would like to welcome our wonderful guests. We've got Angelica here. Welcome. Would you like to share with us quickly what you find out from this evening, and how you found us?
Oh, I speak very fast, so I will be quick.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Angelica. I have a friend that she's a motivational speaker, and I asked her, I want to do a public speaking course because I'm afraid to talk in public, but I have a lot to learn. I speak too fast. I need to vocalize. I'm not English speaking as a first language, so I don't manage it very well. So I think that's my expectations, is to be able to share that what will help me to go to the next level of what I'm looking for.
Amazing. Well, you're in the right place, because this is a safe place for everyone to learn and to grow.
I think.
And when I'm listening to you speak, you put your sentence structure and everything in perfectly. You've got it. And then Alex, what number visit is this now?
I think this is visit number 7.
No. So we tried Alex to become a member, and
Yes.
now we're becoming a
No, I'm a regular visitor. Actually, chatted to Gabrielle, but we keep on missing each other because I was on vacation. Now she is on vacation, actually, to join the club. So just a matter of days/weeks. So
okay, great.
we'll work out.
Well, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
And then You also have been a couple of 3 times now, or is it your 4th time?
I'm coming very close to it now.
So it's number 4,
This is my number 3.
number 3, yeah.
Yeah. That's what.
Okay. Yeah, and what brings you back, I suppose? Why do you keep coming back to ToastEd?
Oh, yeah, ultimately, that's my goal to become a member.
Mhm.
I need to be here because I want to learn, want to improve my public speaking skills, and yeah. And you already said this is the right place to be, so.
Yeah.
I'm-
The right place to be. Great, well, thank you for being with us again tonight. And then with Winston.
Winston,
Ah,
hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Lovely for you to join us. What
Thank you.
brought you to Toastmasters today?
I'm not new to Toastmasters.
Okay.
But I haven't been active for about 4 years. So I just want to get started again.
Oh, lovely. Which club were you a member of?
I was in Johannesburg at
Okay.
CIS.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
And you've now moved to Cape.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We'll wreck you in.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your evening with us. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for making the time to be with us this evening. We now have a brand new member who has just recently joined our club, and she has been so great. Oh, good evening. Hello. Are you Eugene?
I know.
Ah, Eugene. Would you like to come and sit over here? That's just in time, because you can share with us what brought you to Toastmasters. Welcome. Jean, how are you? What has brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
I joined the last meeting.
Oh,
Had a
okay.
good time.
Oh, were you the person who was helping us with the TikToker?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We had someone on our online meeting who was sharing screens and was causing a bit of chaos.
Yeah.
And Eugene is very knowledgeable in that. So he was like, yeah, someone's scrolling.
Yeah, it's a show.
Thanks for you to join us in person. Thank you. Great. I hope you enjoy the evening. It's much different.
Yeah.
Back to our member who we are inducting. So she's a new member. She's just joined our club. She's been very brave tonight because she's having her induction, which is just a promise to the club. I'll read out a whole lot of things and she'll just say, I do. And then at the end, we'll all promise to sort of guide her in learning and ensure that she has the appropriate
Support.
support. Yes, thank you. So Tanisha, would you like to come up and stand with me, please? And I've got a little blurb about Tanisha, and then we'll go into your sort of I-do's for the club. So Tanisha is a technical consultant working in the renewable energy industry as an energy storage engineer. She grew up in Durban and moved to Cape Town at 17, so basically Cape Townian now. Yeah. To study chemical engineering at UCT. She joined Toastmasters to further develop herself to be better at her job, to learn, meet new people, and explore other opportunities that she hasn't been able to fully realize as a result of the fear of speaking and social anxiety. I'm looking forward to starting my journey with a supportive group of people and hope to connect and grow with you all. We hope the same, and I'm sure it will be an exciting journey and you'll see so much growth. Okay, so we say, welcome, Tanisha, to our club. Being a Toastmaster means more than simply making a commitment to self-development. Everyone who joins a Toastmasters club is making a commitment to the club, to its members, and to the organization as a whole. Please indicate your commitment by saying I do to each point in the Toastmasters promise. I'll read them all, you can say it at the end, unless there's one that you like object. As a member of Toastmasters International and ToastEd, do you promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all your projects to the best of your ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to willingly serve your club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat your club members and guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to the club so they can see the benefits of Toastmasters, and to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within the Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect,
service and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait, we've got our part. We have to welcome her in. So, members of ToastEd Toastmasters, will you, the members of ToastEd Toastmasters, pledge to support Talisha in her quest for self-development, to provide her with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, and to give her opportunities to help others, and to make her Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience? If so, please say, I will.
I will.
I will.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can we please welcome Talisha with a standing ovation? Thank you so much, Talisha. And now I have the privilege of raising a toast. So please, will you ensure that you all have something to drink? Alcoholic, non-alcoholic. Onliners, join us with the toast. Please unmute yourselves. And we are going to toast to South Africa and all her speakers. To South
Africa and all her speakers.
There we go, nice and clear. Cheers.
Cheers. I now would like to welcome Catherine, who is our Toastmaster of the evening, and explain a little bit who the Toastmaster is. But just for those who maybe aren't so sure, the Toastmaster is someone who helps ensure the meeting runs smoothly, introduces all the different roles, and just brings in her own vibe and happiness into the role.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you. So, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's lovely to see all our guests back. And Justine always gives them such a warm welcome. So our topic tonight, as you well know, is celebration of success. So just a little quick icebreaker I'd love to do with you before we go into the heart of the meeting is, can you turn to the person next to you, and I'll give you about 4 minutes. If you can just speak to that person about what you consider success. I know at 53 years of age that what I viewed as success, say 10 years ago, has completely changed. For me, success is when I'm achieving balance in my life. I should have been a Libra. I'm a Virgo, but I know Libras apparently always strive for balance. I should have been a Libra. But for me, when life feels balanced with a bit of exercise and lovely friendships and romance and work is going well and I'm exercising, then it's like, okay, this is successful. But for everyone, it's different. So turn to the person next to you and how do you use this? The second thing I want you to discuss is, who in your life do you consider successful? Okay, so it could be someone who's a president, that's a company owner, or it might just be a parent, just somebody that you think, wow, for me, that's a person that's highly successful. Yeah.
Catherine,
And last matter, sorry, go ahead.
will you just tell online that I'll put them in a breakout room so they can have a quick
Yeah.
discussion together?
Yeah, so I've Justine said she'll put you in the breakout room so that you can discuss this together. And the third thing I want you to discuss, the third aspect, sorry, not thing, is I want you to think about 2 times in your life that you really thought, wow, I'm celebrating my success. So not somebody else's success, but your success. So it could have been something in your child, it could have been something this year, last year, whatever you want. Okay.
Hello, Sean. How are you?
I am fine. So good to see you again. And
So good to
back
see
the
you
table
too.
topics tonight. Yes, lovely seeing you. Hello, Helanda. How are you?
Hi, Helanda.
Mina, do you want to start? Do you want to kick this off and then I'll let Helanda go?
Sure. Um, people I look up to as successful are people who are seniors to me, maybe women in organization, my mom, because how did they balance things is a big question I have to this date. And for me, success certainly has varied over years. During my college, it was getting into best college that I like. And now it is balancing myself, as the Toastmaster of the Day rightly pointed out, getting happiness of good sleep and walking, moving my body, having all the meetings aligned in time, having my personal space. All of this balance is a success that I see myself as at this moment. And now I can pass the baton to Sean or Orlando or Shifa.
Okay, let's hear from Yolanda, and then we'll go to Shifa. Hi, Shifa, how's it?
Hello, Shifa.
Yolanda, can you hear?
Yes, can you hear me, Chair?
Yes, we can hear you.
Chair?
Go for it.
I have some trouble with my connection today. I lost the question. Which is the them, please?
So it was, who do you look up to as successful, and what would you model success on, and where would you see success in your own life? Something along those lines that you can just comment to.
Okay. Well, I think the first word I think when talking about success is discipline. Discipline for me is the most important word and the behavior to reach the success.
To say that word again?
The discipline.
Oh, discipline. Got you. Got it.
Yes,
got
discipline.
It.
Yes, it's the most important word in matter of success. Yes, discipline.
Mm-hmm.
If we can reach this kind of behavior, if we can be disciplined, we can reach easily the success. I think this is the most important for this.
Thanks for sharing. Shifa, you want to go?
Well, it's everybody 1 minute, just like 1 minute to go. Yeah, how you can find your person at dinner break, which is finish up. All right, let's come back to sit down. So we got, yes, okay. Oh, okay, guys.
Yes.
Do that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go into the we've got various people who are taking up roles for the evening, our very special members of this. And our first one who's going to describe the role is Yolanda from Angola. And Yolanda will be our counter for the evening. So let's welcome Yolanda. A round of applause, Yolanda.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The purpose of the encounter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and are. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you to Yolanda. So Yolanda is going to be listening to all those R's, O's, and just seeing how many times you make them. Yeah. So the next person is Olga, who's also going to give us a lovely word of the day that we should all try and use as much as possible. And Olga, yes, come up here. And Olga is going to describe the grammarian. Yes. Well, thank you, Olga. Right.
Wait a so long.
Look here for them.
Oh. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is inspire. The right motivational quote can change your perspective and encourage you to stop procrastinating, take on tough challenges, inspire a team, become more productive while working from home, invest in personal growth, start a business, or to clear that to-do list. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thanks to Olga. And we will now, if I can call up Amelia, who is going to be our timekeeper of the evening. Thank you, Amelia.
Thanks, Amelia. Thank you, Kathleen. Good evening, fellow trustees. Today my role is quite interesting, and traffic, what do you call it, traffic lights. That is when I assess the speed that you are taking in terms of your roles. So my role is to ascertain the type that you take for your speeches. I'll be giving out the time reports for the table topics, and also the time for the evaluations, because we're going to have evaluation. I'll also give the time report for the speeches. So as you can see, this is the robot traffic lights. So I will put up the green light for the speeches. When it's 5 minutes, I'll put up the green light, and then you can see that you are within the time limit. Then when it's 6 minutes, I'll put up the yellow light. This shows that you're progressing to the end of your speech. Kindly group your thoughts together. And then when I raise the red one, that is at 7 minutes, it means that the time for the speech has come to an end. So you should just conclude your thoughts in your mind so that you can conclude your speech. Then for the table topics, it's going to be 2 minutes. So just like the speeches, I will raise my flag at 1 minute, which is the green light. And then at 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow light. I will show that this is actually the progress to your speech. And then at 2 minutes, I will raise the red flag, showing that you need to just conclude your beautiful thoughts because they are lovely. Then for the evaluations, I'll also be taking a time report for the evaluation. I'll raise my green flag when we have reached the 1 minute for the evaluation. And then I'll raise my flag again, yellow when we have reached 2 minutes. And lastly, when we are at 3 minutes, I'll also raise my flag. So kindly take note of this so that we could enjoy our speeches.
Spend time for the icebreaker. So it's four for green, 5 for yellow, 6 for
For the icebreaker, yes.
Thank you.
So we also have an icebreaker. which is amazing. Forgive me, this is my first time here.
Doing very well.
So we are gonna have our icebreaker. So for the icebreaker, we're gonna have the green light for 4 minutes. Then at 5 minutes, we're gonna have the yellow flag. And then at 6 minutes, we're gonna have the red. Thank you.
Okay, so we're now going into the speaking part of the evening. We've got 3 speakers for the evening, am I right? Just 3, yes. So our first speaker is going to be Felicia Moody, who's doing her icebreaker off the page. We're very excited to hear it. And Sean Stegman will be evaluating the least one. So Sean is going to give an overview of your speech, which we really look forward to. And at the end of an icebreaker, it's Toastmaster tradition that we all stand up and we give you a round of applause. So everyone, if you can just remember to do that. And also, as Chantal correctly said, these little notes, they're very important to our club. I can't tell you from experience how wonderful it is to go away with these when you plan a speech. So if you can just be so kind enough to just write a sentence or 2 and give them to the speakers. It's just lovely to go home with all these little wonderful notes. And obviously the evaluators will be giving you your comprehensive feedback too. Okay, so over to you, Sean Stegman, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I am so inspired by Talisha. I had a call with her just this week, and it was discussing her pathway with her. She decided on her pathway and a speech in the same meeting, and I went, wow, that's the bravest I've seen someone. So her speech is an icebreaker, and the topic is off the page. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. So Felicia Moody, off the page, Felicia Moody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Just going up. Okay. Have you ever been in a difficult situation in your life and thought to yourself, what would 8-year-old me do? As adults, we find ourselves so stressed out about so many things in life. We have so much going on the daily. Don't you sometimes just wish you could throw it all up in the air and become a fun-loving, carefree kid again? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Talisha, and thank you so much for the warm welcome. As Justine mentioned, I'm originally from Durban. For those of you that know Durban, I grew up in the Durban North area, which is close to the city, but most importantly, close to the beach. So as you can imagine, I had an amazing time growing up. I was the firstborn, and my brother arrived 3 years later. And as kids, we had the freedom to get up to all sorts of mischief, from running around outside in the backyard to having epic beach days in the hot Durban sun. During this time, I would say that we had a wholesome childhood. But I also had the time and freedom to get to explore everything and anything. And I was keen to do so. So up until high school, I played almost every sport. I sang in the choir, participated in plays, and worked really hard at academics. So yeah, I basically but yeah, it was a great time. I wasn't exceptionally good at anything, but I did it anyway, and I didn't really care because that was the beauty about being a kid. It was an amazing time. And then the whirlwind of adolescence, mixed up with a few challenging circumstances, decided to show up.
So adolescence, as we know, is that awkward time in your life where you feel uncomfortable, unraveled, and uncertain. So it's typically only supposed to last a few years, but for me, I feel like it lasted 20 years. So when I was 17, I made the decision to move to Cape Town to study chemical engineering. So why chemical engineering, you might ask? Because, well, I was told that mechanical engineering was not for girls, and all I really wanted to do was be a mechanic, like Nicolas Cage, and gone in 60 seconds. But I figured chemical engineering was the closest alternative. So moving to Cape Town was one of the most difficult things I've had to do. Coming from a very sheltered and very traditional Indian household in Durban, I basically had to learn how to do everything on my own, basically figure out life. So from learning how to engage with people in a socially acceptable way to just learning where the food came from, it was a mountain of a learning curve in every possible way. But eventually I managed to get myself out of the trenches of my undergrad. But even when I entered the workplace, I was still uncomfortable and uncertain. In a country with a dying manufacturing industry, process engineering jobs were pretty hard to come by at the time. So after about 8 months of searching, I eventually had the opportunity to save the world, working as an analyst in renewable energy. So this was the millennial dream, a foot in the door, if you will. But I managed to go from analysis to implementation. And I would say, basically 10 years later, this was 4 consulting companies and cross-country travel, several emotional breakdowns later. I find myself here in a space where I'm sort of somewhat valued for what I do, somewhat somewhat stabilized, but still not 100% comfortable. And I thought that, if I ticked all the boxes, achieved all my goals, I would somehow magically move from this awkward adolescent into a stable, well-adjusted and reformed adult. But of course, this was not the case. And what I've come to realize is that there's a certain excitement in being uncertain and not knowing what's going to come next. And what I'm learning to do now is be comfortable with my discomforts, as hard as that is. So this is one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters as well, to basically feel the way I did when I was a kid, and experience everything and anything and not really care about how well I'm doing or have any expectation of the end result. To step out of my comfort zone and kind of poke my head out of the confines of my stereotype. So I hope to share this experience with you all and grow and learn and have some fun off the page experiences in the coming year. Thank you.
Wow, that was, I think we'd all agree, is such a lovely icebreaker. And you did it with such ease and calm and confidence. Felicia, I personally love the realness of your speech. And I can really identify with that feeling of sitting with the discomfort of the uncertain and also the excitement around that. So it's really such an engaging speech. Thank you for holding us so well. Great. Okay, so Andrea is now going to be evaluating our next speaker, Thabang. Where's Thabang? Is she here? Yeah. There you are. So we look forward to your, so what's the title of your speech again? Slip my mind. So
Just one person.
Just one person. So Andrea is going to give us an overview of Thabang's speech, what she's going to be looking for, what we're looking for, and we wish you the very best of luck with your just one person. I look forward to hearing it. Thank you. Thanks, Sure. Thanks, Madam Toastmaster. I'm so excited to listen to your speech. Really, your first one was amazing. I was really touched by the speech that you gave, the very first one. And this is now your second speech, part of presentation mastery 1. And this speech is all about purpose, you know, a speech with purpose. And documentation says it's about writing a speech, defining a purpose, and presenting it in a well-organized speech on any topic. Tabang is speaking. Her speech title is Just One Person, and it's got to do with supporting teenagers. So I would like to have Tabang up on stage, and good luck.
Tabang Redmond, just one person. Good luck, Tabang.
My voice is changing. My body's changing. So many confusing things and pimples. Everyone's focusing on what I do wrong and not so much on what I'm doing right. And don't even talk to me about siblings. Siblings are so irritating right now. Good evening. That was me going through the most as a teenager. I'm reminded of a saying by E.E. Cummings that goes, it takes courage to grow up and become the person that you really are. That's why I would like to talk to you today about the importance of supporting teenagers. Statistics South Africa, in a report published in March 2022, stated that adolescents, which is from ages 10 to 19, accounts for 17% of the South African population, of which 20% suffer mental health issues. These mental health issues are impacted on and are driven by various factors from violent homes or environments, substance abuse, teenage pregnancy, peer pressure, low self-esteem, suicide ideation, a myriad of factors. And it is stated that 50% of these present around the age of 14. So it becomes important for us to support them during this period of mental health. And in this day and age of social media, AI, fast advancing technology, it is our responsibility to step in, step up, and support them. Which is what brings me to my next point, a story about my high school accounting teacher, Mr. Mantap. Mr. Mantap believed in us. He believed in us so much so that he took his own car to drive us all the way from Limpopo, our township school in Limpopo, all the way to Gauteng to interview with companies that were offering bursaries for students who otherwise would never have an opportunity to study further. I remember like it was just yesterday on our drive there, we were all noisy in the car, excited to see the tall buildings of the economic hub of South Africa, pointing at all sorts of beautiful cars that we've never seen. He was gracious, even when on our trip back, as we were now quiet, our imaginations were inspired. We had a different demeanor about us. On the way there, we were loud and we had never even been in interview situations before. We did not even know what to expect. We just had this excited teenage vibe. But I'd like to tell you that even without the experience, in that interview, I put my best foot forward because I knew one person believed I could do it. Just one person. I received that bursary to go and study accountancy, and I'm standing here today in front of you as a qualified professional, a qualified chartered accountant, partly because he believed. And his idea was not so much to ignore our social challenges, but more to redirect our attention to something else that would shift the trajectory of our life, like education. So ultimately, I realized that it really truly just takes one person. In my case, it was my teacher and a few other people who mentored me along the way to believe in me as a teenager, to walk this journey with you. And we can't all be teachers. We are not all teachers. We don't have the same access to students as you do. So let's explore more different ways, different avenues that we can look at to achieve the same purpose of having an impact on our young people. I found that mentorship is an effective way to achieve this. And luckily for us, there are organizations out there that provide an environment to put mentors and mentees in one place. For example, there are organizations such as one called the Infinite Family, which provides virtual mentorship sessions for young people in South Africa. Another one is called the Boardroom. I urge you to please Google it. And if you're asking yourself, how do I actually do this? Maybe you feel, I don't really know how to even begin. The beautiful thing about mentorship is that you can impart your knowledge on any number of topics. It can even be general life advice. It can be financial support. It can be imparting your professional expertise. It is all possible. It can be in person. It can be virtual. It can be in your extended family. It can be in your neighborhood, in the schools. Any area you would like to explore is available. So in conclusion, I would like to just a quote by Abraham Lincoln, who famously said, "To predict the future, the best way to predict the future is to create it." So let's go out there and support our teams. Let's inspire them and encourage them to have that courage to become the person that they truly are. Be that one person. Thank you.
Wow. What speeches we're hearing this evening, eh? Well done, Pavant. I love your speech. And I'm very passionate about teenagers too. And I really salute your passion and your obviously your fierce dedication to your views. If you must support them, you love them, and yeah, I think teenagers are a very special aspect of our society. So really amazing speech. Thank you for that. Yeah. So our next speaker is going to be Paul Garnets on set speech, am I right, Paul? With our biomass boiler, sounds very interesting. And Justine Norman, our very own president, will be evaluating Paul. So over to Justine.
Good evening again. Tonight, Paul, so I think this is a little bit of words of encouragement for all of you, because tonight Paul is doing a speech that isn't exactly following his pathways, but it is a speech that he wants to incorporate in your business in June. And it's a nice way for you to also think about if there's a presentation or something that's happening in your work life and you want to practice. This is a safe space. You get feedback, you can practice, and yeah, just reminding you of that. So the purpose of Paul's speech is to practice the speech that he needs to give at a grant opening in June. He's going to be practicing vocal variety, and I'll be paying attention to his voice, to how it enhances his speech, as well as what the audience resonates with and how it comes across. Good luck, Paul. All the best. You go.
Thanks, Paul. Paul Garments, this is not a biomass formula. Good luck.
Okay, good evening, everybody. A bit Toastmasters and guests. Tonight I'm speaking about the biomass wallet. Now you can't see it, but it will be a speech in front of the public, and then we'll see at the back a big biomass wallet. Now my journey started about a long time ago in 1973. We had in Belgium, there was no cars allowed anymore on the Sunday because there was an oil crisis. Now that's really, I could not sail, I would sail, I love to sail. My father could not even bring me to the port to sail because they were not allowed to drive. And that was the first time that I realized that the resources are limited. And in the 80s, I was at the varsity, the Club of Rome, very talented people all working together and speaking about the fact that, yes, there is food scarcity, energy scarcity, again awareness. I wrote in 82 a thesis about sustainable development. By that time, nobody talked about sustainability. Now today, everybody talks about it. But there's only very few that really takes action. I'm glad we got the support they give. So 11 years ago, started the first boiler in Durban, Chakaskar, just at the airport for Sasco. Running well. So what is the biomass boiler? We're feeding biomass, we're producing steam, and we're selling steam to the end user. Now we are talking about a small boiler, 2.7 tons. The one that you see at my back is 20 tons an hour. So we have grown in expertise a lot. Teams, engineers, design. I'm a passionate engineer. I love to design. I love to improve things. Not only me, but it's a team in Italy. We had a portion built in Italy, a portion built in Vietnam. So it was a whole team working together. And it's amazing how the plants are flowing up and down in Portugal. I really love that, that 10 years later, but the guys in Vietnam answering to stupid questions sometimes. And we just love it. Now, the biomass is a difficult item. And I think after 11, 12 years, they call me even expert. I still believe that. I'm just at the bottom, but people say Paul is an expert. No, Paul is not the expert. Paul is teachable. I love to learn here, and we're all here tonight to learn. And I love to learn, I love to improve and change the world. I mean, I believe that, and don't even follow my text, I believe if we got one world and we have to change the world, reducing the carbon emission. Now, if I look at the border, when I come next to the warehouse, I'm amazed about three things. Is I put my car down, I see the chimney stack, and there's no smoke coming out. And we're burning 5,000 cubic meters a month. Now, there's no smoke. Now, since the beginning in November, when we started up the first one, up to June, we will have used 27,000 cubic meters of wood waste. 27,000 cubic meters is reduced to 160 cubic meters. It's 0.6%. That's the number. I'm so pleased with that, with the energy efficiency you have to achieve. And in fact, what the residue is just more sand. When you take a tree out of the forest, in the bark is always a little of sand. And that's the residue out of what we talk. Third thing that I'm amazed is that I can be on my 7 working degrees in Turkey or at home. I open my laptop and I see what you guys are doing. Changing the parameters and the airflow, the conversions and things like that. This is for me still amazing that you can open with TeamViews or whatever, you can see what's happening. Now, you can build the first machine, but you need to have an end user. So I'm very grateful that Aspen believed in us to put 2 big boilers because no steam, no product. Now I'll tell you, if we lose the pressure on the steam, it takes them about a month to recoup the serenity of certain items into the factories. And luckily we got also backups. So it means that if our pressure is reducing, the backup kicks in at a certain pressure. We go from 15 bar, 10 bar, and the backup kicks in at 9 bar. So we have 3 levels of redundancy. Quite important. Now, also very important is to have funding. So here tonight we have the IBC, we have KWF from Germany who funded our project, and also IFAC, and thanks to those people around. Because without funding, you can have the brightest idea, it's not going to work. I think it's important also to have a team. That's wrong. Now I'd like to show you a little story because the first 2 months, except in the boiler house, that's below the control room, because it's like my baby, my little baby. And some of you got kids when they start walking, it falls down the first time, second and third time. As a parent, would you say, no, let's forget, you will never walk. No, this is my baby. So I took my hand. So I told my boiler operators, day and night, they can come in, knock on my door, just shout on me, and I will be there. So New Year's Eve, 3 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Paul, there's a problem. Mr. Paul looked, and we were producing, see, 3 tons an hour. I thought this is normal. New Year's Eve, nobody's producing, but they were producing, and the backup boiler was also producing steam. So we had 3 tons on one side, 3 tons. We were at 15 bar, and they were at 9 bar. The only common point was what we call a PRV station, pressure reduction station. So we're reducing the pressure from 15 bar to 9 bar. It was pouring, it was raining. We called the colleagues at the end, about 5 meters down the line. So listen, what's happening? Yes, but you can't come. I understand, it was pouring, it was raining. So I had my pajama, put my raincoat on, and went and looked at the platform for the PRV station with the ball option. We went on top, phoned my manager in Durban. It was on holiday in Durban. And I saw there was error on the display, and so I opened the box to the second PRV station and opened those big valves. Now this big 8-inch valves. I did what you asked, I opened the valve and suddenly the pressure in this valve popped, big valve like that, because there was too much pressure. Now the whole platform was shaking. Now it was raining down, and I could steam at 165 degrees. So I was in a hot shower, never had such a hot shower, because it all came down to it. I never saw a boiler operator running so fast in his life. The whole thing was shaking, and I was here alone with the big valves, running up and up, and the guys just disappeared. Now, this is not teamwork. The teamwork was between me and the operator in Durban who told me what to do. I would like to just, another important thing is also the amount of carbon emissions. Sorry, I will be just over time because I just want to finish this speech. The carbon emission. Now, with this project, we will reduce 550,000 tons of carbon. Now, just if you can just close your eyes, please, okay, and you two also. If you take the carbon out of the air, you condense it on liquid carbon, and you put 30 tons on a truck. And you put truck after truck. Now we are here in Port Elizabeth. It will be 420 kilometers of truck bumper after bumper that we have saved in carbon over the 15-year contract. So we're starting Port Elizabeth, we're going to Jeffreys Bay, we're going to Mossel Bay, Nassau, Mossel Bay, and now we're going to Albert Field. Truck after truck. 6 hours that you drive next to the truck system, and that's what we're going to save in carbon emissions. I'm very proud of that. Now, I just want to finish with the last little story that I just love. In 1981, there was a big race, a marathon. The ultra marathon is bigger than a marathon, and that is between Sydney and Melbourne, 875 kilometers. Now, the best people of the world are trained for years with the Adidas, with the Nike. So this in the world are coming down with the coach to run that marathon. Of course, it's multiple years. A farmer came, right down, Cliff Young. He came with his gumboots at the start. And everybody was laughing at him. So what are you going to do here? He never ran the marathon in his life. And he said, I want you to run a marathon in my life. And this just fits in my schedule. And he had a little raincoat because he's a farmer, so that there was rain. Now, the guys were running very fast, and it was very slow. But he never ran a marathon, he never had a coach, he never read a book about marathon. What he did know is that all the marathon runners were trained to run 18 hours to sleep 6 hours. First day, he ran 22 hours. Second day, 21, 22. He took the lead in the second day. He finished 2 days in front of the others. He never ran the marathon himself. And then he received a check, $10,000. He distributed the check amongst other people who finished behind him. And what is amazing, that guy was 61 years old and he never ran a marathon himself. So it means that if you don't know the limit, you can achieve. Now, for me, I'm running a marathon to reduce the carbon emission in the world because I believe we are going to a disaster. You see the global warming, then we have to do something. So I will try to run my marathon to reduce the carbon emissions. Thank you very much.
Great, so that was, well, now I know what a biomass boiler is. Don't you whatsoever. So Paul, we like the way you always tell a little story or two or three that go with it, and how the biomass boiler is your baby and everything, and I kind of now understand that more what a biomass boiler is. So thank you for that, Paul. So what we're going to do now is we are all going to vote for the best speaker. So I think Justine's going to call up the code, and you can vote on that. But sorry, just before we do that, if Amelia, you can just come and give the timekeeper's report on each speaker. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you very much, Kathleen, and thank you very much to the speakers for today. So Tanisha, well done for breaking the ice. The speech was right and point. You had 5 minutes 57 seconds. Well done. Saban, thank you so much for your speech. With just above the limit, the speech was 7 minutes 39 seconds. Well done. And Paul, thank you so much for giving us that beautiful speech. And I'm really enjoying. Now we know much about culture. So your speech was 10 minutes and 1 second. Well done. Thank you.
So sorry about my phone, and I'm not even a mother. I don't open the meeting. I'm not even a mother of 6 children or anything of the sort, so there's no excuse for that. I do apologize. Okay, so if you just want to do your votes, and then Justine, will we announce at the very end, Justine is going to do the awards for us. That's my vote. There you go. So lovely to see all the work your notes being written or passed or ready for our speakers. Has everyone voted?
Also, it's sorted out.
Everyone done? Yeah. Great, so we actually run a clock on bang on time.
So luckily, I extended the
stories if you enjoy it. Okay, so it's now exactly 7 o'clock, so we're running back on time, and we will have a 22-minute dinner break. So dinner will be outside. There's tea, coffee, lovely eats, juice. Breakout room. Sorry. Breakout room. And obviously the breakout room for our online participants. And so we will see you all in 22 minutes. Enjoy the dinner. Thank you.
Shifa, how's it? Sorry, Shifa's dropped, eh? Mina, how's it? How are you? Yolanda, how's it?
Yes, fine. Here, still here.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna go and just get myself a little. I'm gonna top up with. I'm gonna get a chocolate bar and I'm gonna get a glass of wine. But we can chat in the breakout. Mina, can you hear okay on your side? I saw sometimes that the video was a bit scratchy, but I could hear okay. Can you hear fine? Okay. Right. So you can talk to me because I can hear with my earpods in. So I'm just not going to be at my computer, but I can hear. So I'm hearing fine.
Okay.
How are you, Yolanda? How's it going?
Yes, so good, so good.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, yes, it's good. I think I have some issues with my sound and my computer's camera today. I don't know why. So I'm trying to participate from my phone, but I think it's okay now.
I think you're doing fine. No, you're doing fine. I think I don't see any problem. It's fine like it is. You know, sometimes technology doesn't work in our favor, so you just got to kind of accept that there's good days of technology and there's not so good days. This is even for us. And Mina, I'm sorry that the camera wasn't working properly today, but man, you know, this thing just stopped working. And it worked before.
It's absolutely understandable, Sean. Things happen.
Yeah. I just know that you're doing table topics and it's like an important part of the evening. And then you kind of like want to see your guests properly and then suddenly now that all goes to spanner.
I would be able to at least see who's seated. Guests are talking, audience is talking. It feels more lively to be there, or at least see the people and get that feeling of what's happening.
Yeah, it's not the best, but Justine did a remarkable recovery. I mean, at 20 to 6, we were still scrounging around trying to work out how to fix it. So we're using a computer's camera, not the mobile camera, not the proper camera. We're using a computer's camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clarity is great. Usually computer's camera, the clarity is blurred or something, but the clarity was really good, right?
Yeah, I think we just like we went from one computer to another. I think you were on the third computer to try and get it to like where it was, because there were 2 of them that were no, it's not going to work. So yeah, I think Paul lent his computer even.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time is it there by you, Mina?
It's 10:35.
Okay, so you like Shifa, it's night, it's like late there now.
It's late by half an hour for me. It's 10:05, for me it's 10:35.
And when do you normally get to bed? What's your normal bedtime?
It's 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And you, Yolanda?
Yeah, normally midnight 30, past 30 from midnight.
Okay, so you're a night owl. You're a real night owl. Sorry,
Yeah,
Mina, you wanted to
I
say
have
something
big
there.
trouble. That's a matter that I need to improve, to get bed early.
Well, you get 2 types of people. You get what they call larks and owls, you know, and I'm a lark. I go to bed early. Like when the sun goes down, I want to go and sleep. And when the sun comes up, I want to get up.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think when when I grow up in this aspect, I will reach this to improve myself in this matter.
Yeah, look, I suppose it's not that when you go to bed and when you get up, it's whether you get like between 7 and 8 hours sleep and uninterrupted. I think that's the critical piece. And I sometimes I don't sleep well, and then I end up being disturbed in my sleep. And I can see it in the morning when I'm up. I get bags under my eyes, and I'm just not as sharp as I would normally be if I'd have got 7 hours straight through sleep.
Okay. Yeah, it's big for me because I usually get up at 5 o'clock, and to leave home at 7. So maybe usually I have between 4 and 5 hours of sleep. I think it's a very few hours of sleep.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to prescribe to you what you got to do, but the medical profession will tell you you're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
But you're a young man, right? So you're going to tell me, I can burn the candle at both ends. I'm young. I'm not as young as you anymore. So, and I still want to retain some beauty. So I need that beauty sleep. I'm fast losing.
Yeah. What I think is good for me is that I sleep as a rock. Yeah, I went to bed. When I close my eyes, I fall asleep. And I'll open the eyes when I wake up. Even my wife usually she argue with me. Why I saw the kids who wake up at night and you doesn't listen. And say, yeah, I fall asleep.
Okay, so bombs can drop next door you and you wouldn't know. You'd wake up the next morning and ask what happened.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I snore sometimes at night, and then my wife wakes me up, and then I can't get back to sleep. But once she wakes me up, I struggle to get back to sleep, and I end up putting CNN on or something stupid, and then my night's really ruined. So I've cursed myself when I snore, and I don't snore every night, so it's not every night, but some nights I do.
Yeah, I noticed that sometimes I also snore thanks to smartwatch, and they keep in record whenever I snore at night.
Okay, I'm never gonna get a watch like that. It's not gonna be for me. No, I'm from the old school. I'm a purist. I've got a cycling partner, and he asked me why I don't have a watch that tells my heart rate, because he has one of these Apple watches or whatever watches that test your heart rate. And I said that when I wore a watch, it had a winder, and it had 2 hands, and it had a spring. That for me is a watch. Anything else, that's not a watch.
Yeah. We are following the new vibes, new times.
No, because he wants me to track my heart rate when I'm sleeping and when I wake up. And I said to him, no, I'm not going to wear a watch like that. That goes against my religion. It's like not for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Mina, respect that you are able to come online and be with us, when it's because by the time you get to bed, it's going to be well after 11 your side,
It's almost 12 most of the times. But
yeah.
one thing I'm so habituated to, I do not know the reason, is when ToastEd meetings happen, I keep myself awake. Other days, I just fall flat on bed around 10:30. Even if you wake me up, I'll say nothing is important. But I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but that's the truth. I do not know how it happens, but it certainly happens.
That's great. Thanks for being part of our team.
It's
you're a
my
wonderful
pleasure.
addition. So I suppose what have we got, another 10 minutes, eh? So can I eat a chip or two while I'm talking to you? Because I just didn't want to chew on there if I'm making a noise with chips. I'm eating
Chips.
Can you hear the chewing?
No,
Or you can't?
we can't.
No,
So
we can't
enjoy.
hear.
Okay.
I'll go grab some water and I'll come back in next 5 minutes.
But
Yeah.
let me do something quickly as well. Right. I'm just going to put myself on mute.
Okay.
Hello, Sean.
Hi, how's it been? So when you do
I
the table topics, do experienced people first, and then some junior people if they want to afterwards.
yes, and I'll be calling you first.
Okay, that's fine.
And I also have a doubt. How do I pronounce this name? Gcino.
Is it Gino? Is it a silent G? Is it Sino? I think it's Sino.
Sino. Okay.
I think it's Sino. I think the G is silent and you pronounce it Sino.
Okay. Is Sino in our meeting today?
I don't
I remember
know.
hearing to Alex. I remember hearing to Angelica.
I'm not
But
sure
there
because I
was,
couldn't see the room. The camera is very. You'll have to check. You'll have to ask when they come on.
yeah, that's okay. And how about Richard? Is he, could you hear his voice or?
No, I don't think Richard made it because he's ill. Richard
Okay.
isn't coming. He picked up food poisoning, he said.
Oh,
So he's not there tonight.
okay.
So are you down to like picking up Exco members? Paul will do table topics, but you want to try and give people who haven't spoken a chance to for the table topics. So those that have spoken tonight, you want to leave them for if you absolutely have to.
I got a list from Justine who's willing to speak tonight.
Okay.
Since I'm not able to see the people over there, I'm sticking with this list. You, Chantal, Tilisha, Angelica, Sino, Alex, Paul, Emilia, Herlander, Tabang. This is the list
Okay.
that I've got.
That's a
I'm
big
sure,
list. I would leave Tabang off because she's spoken already.
yes. Tabang, Tilisha, I will give a chance if we have time because they were
If you have more
speakers for
time, yeah.
two.
Yeah, if you have time, yeah.
So let me see how it goes.
And then remember, if you're going to give it to Sino and people that are new, you see, you can't really give them easy topics because you've got to pick a number, right? But you just want to, I'm sure you haven't given them difficult topics that are.
No,
that
it's quite simple, very simple ones.
Now, what I try and do is when people are new, let's say they're new members or guests, I would feed them the topic at the break. So I'd actually like reach out to them and say, this is the topic you want to do table topics. This topic because you're the first time speaker. People that have spoken before, you can hit them cold, but first time speakers, it's just nice to give them a heads up of what the topic that you want to speak on. Or you ask them to pick a number before in the dinner break, and then they say like number 3, and you go, maybe you don't want that number. It's like it's not the easiest topic. I can give you this one. You just to ease them into it. It's just for easing, yeah.
Giving the topic and then calling and asking if they're comfortable is good idea. I will incorporate that if people are new to Toastmasters.
Yeah, I learned that from a guy called, that Bill guy that spoke at our club one day. Bill, he's quite a senior person in Toastmasters. I think he's like the regional head here or something of South Africa or Southern Africa. He gave me that tip one day. He was saying how to keep new members in your club, how to keep them and grow them. And he said, blood them slowly. Don't just like treat them like you would treat like an experienced member. Understand where they're at and that you want them to keep coming back. So you make it easy for them in the beginning. And then so they get used to it and they get more comfortable. I thought it was a great tip. It wasn't my idea, it was Bill's. So I don't want to take credit for it.
But thanks for sharing, Sean. It's helpful. I will use this tip.
Yeah. But the speeches were good tonight, eh? They were very good speeches.
Yes. They had different dimension. I liked Dilisha's way of talking. She spoke like right from her heart. You know, she didn't have the scrutiny of the Toastmaster speech, you know, just like from the heart, straight out.
Yes.
It
She
was-
connected well with the audience, and I could feel that even though I'm online. So I can imagine if I was in the room, how that connection would have been. And this is her first speech, and I think that is quite impressive that she has the ability to connect with the audience. You know, like that's So I think that was quite impressive.
Yes. And with Paul's speech as well, there's a very different dimension and bringing in knowledge, that inspiration for biomass boiler, a very unique, different speech.
If I was going to give him advice, he speaks too quickly. It's just, you know, this he needs to slow it like right down, because it's technical and it's like it's you've got to take in information. So I think he's got to slow that down to a pace that a non-technical person will relate and connect.
My two suggestions for him would be to set the context of what is biomass boiler, because back in India, we don't say bio.
I'm just looking behind me. Welcome back, everybody, to the second part of our meeting. And after chatting to you, I heard about people that are wanting to test their on-the-spot skills for their job improvement. So this is the part of the meeting. This is your opportunity to stretch yourself. And I think we've had the conversation that you're meant to be slightly uncomfortable at Toastmasters. It is not meant to be 100% comfortable here. So if you're uncomfortable, you're doing well. You're having a great evening. And I'm going to be handing over to Catherine, our Toastmaster evening.
Thanks, Chantal. So just to remember Olga's word, inspire.
Thank you.
And I noticed too many people using the word, so.
The hero of the day is Sean. He used once.
Well done, Sean. You used it once, eh? So yeah, really, it's actually one of my favorite words. I love that word, inspire. So well done for choosing such a super word. So we tracked you are all fed and watered from the dinner, and we are now going to hand over to Meena, all the way from India. Am I right, Meena? Are you based in India?
Yes,
Lovely.
I am Catherine.
That's what I love about this club, is it's so cosmopolitan. Awesome. So Meena is going to come up with our table topics, and then after the table topics participants, Amelia is going to give us the topics report. So over to our lovely Meena. Thank you, Meena, all the way in India.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Good evening to all of you. I'm not able to see you, but I'm certainly sure you can see me on that huge wide screen. So as topics master, let me lay the ground rules for each of you, especially the guests who have joined us this evening. I will be giving very simple topics. It's your stage where you can inspire yourself and others by looking at your own self and your stories from the past. I promise the topics are very simple. And keep an eye on the timer for this evening, because she would be displaying green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2nd minute of the speech. Also, when you hear the speech, take 30 seconds of time, think about it, and then you can start attempting. So for the benefit of guests, I would like to call a Toastmaster first so that you can get a hang of how the session goes, and then feel free to jump in and share your story. I see Sean raising his hand, so shall I give you my first topic, Sean?
Please go ahead.
Okay, topic for you is success is liking yourself, liking what you do, liking how you do it. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Do you agree or disagree?
Thank you, Meena. What an inspirational topic, success is liking what I do. So I like who I am, and I think it's important to love yourself first in life, because when you can love yourself, you open up the space to love others. And successful people are people who are successful at life, not in life. So it's not what you've got, it's not your possessions, it's how people accept me and validate me and see me for who I am that makes the success that I want to be in this world. So I don't want to be known for, on my tombstone, I want to know that people say he contributed back to the world. That was the success of Sean. He gave more to the world than he took out of it. And he walked gently on the earth. And that if I could define success, it would be where people say that I lived the life that was a life of value and a life that people said, this is appreciative, and that this is a person who epitomizes successful living. Because when you live a successful life, people will gravitate towards you. And the more people that validate you and gravitate towards you, define you as a successful person. So it's not how much money you make, it's not how many friends you've got, it's how well you live your life that people will gravitate towards you and around you. And for me, that's a successful life. Thank you, Mina.
Thank you, Sean. I love the thoughts. When we are successful, people validate and gravitate towards us. At that time, having ourselves right and loving ourselves most importantly, and also making sure we are contributing to the world from within is more important. I love those thoughts, very profound. Thanks, Sean. Now, do we have Angelica, a guest for this evening?
Yes, of course, she's sitting next to me.
Okay.
No.
Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Would you like to attempt this topic, Angelica?
Of course.
You got it.
Of course.
Okay.
I will repeat the topic for you. I will repeat the topic for you. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Do you agree with it, Angelica?
I actually do. And just now when I was talking to Paul, I was telling him that for me, success is the process, but at the same time is the falling, because when I stand up, I learn. So from the falling, so that's already success. And the process of learning and standing up will help me to understand when it's happening to others. So I think that that helps me to take on these opportunities to see not only what I need, but what others need. And I think when we talk about success, we're not talking about our success, we're talking about success in general. And I will succeed is if the person that surrounds me is succeeding, you know, because at the end of the day, we're not on our own. It's like we're a group of people that cannot be just a self, how do you say it? English? Yes, yeah. So I believe in a teamwork. I believe in moving forward, and I believe in standing and stepping up for me, for other people, and with other people.
Thank you, Angelica. You inspired us by stepping up and sharing your thoughts. Let me admit, I was too scared, but when I joined Toastmasters attempting my first topic, but you were so confident, you inspired, and truly the path for success is already embarked by you. And I would like to now call the third person. Do we have Herlander? Yes, online. Would you like to attempt a topic, Herlander?
Yes, of course, Mina.
Perfect. So the topic for you is The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. I repeat, the road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. What are your thoughts, Herlanda?
Thanks, Mina. Well, when I was listening to you, I was thinking about myself in a crossroad, and I am exactly on the center of this crossroad. If I go to the right, it's success. If I go to the left, it's the failure. So my decision, my discipline, and my willing to win is that will determine the best way to follow. I think, yes, you're right, because the beginning starts at the same point, into the center. Thanks, Mina.
Thank you, Helen. I love the setup. You're at the crossroads where we can either go to success or failure, but having discipline takes us to the right path of success. Thanks for sharing those insights, Helanda. Now, may I request Alex, our guest for this evening, to attempt a topic? Okay, here is Alex. The question for you is, any superstitions you have followed for good luck? Any superstitions you have followed for good luck?
When I was younger, I used to be a professional sports player. I played volleyball on a quite a high level, so made it up to the Austrian national team at one point in time, and it was like very important for me. A super big part of my life, but I always used to wear the same socks for every game. It was my socks that brought me luck and that actually helped me always to win. And of course, you had the time when you were not always winning, right? But it gave you a sort of confidence, a sort of comfort when you were sitting there, dressing up, getting ready for the game, that you know that's your special item that you take with you for the game. So that's something that has brought me success, and that's something that's really helped me get confidence. Wow.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, certainly certain clothes, certain things gives us sort of comfort. Sometimes even I do stick with it. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Alex. So do we have Chantel, a sergeant at arms for this evening? Would you like to attempt a topic?
Yeah, I would. Coming.
Perfect. The topic for you is, let me pick, yeah, the oops moment turned into ta-da moment. I repeat, the oops moment turned into ta-da moment for the path of success. A mistake which surprisingly turns into success.
Thank you, Mina. I have so many oops moments that I don't think of them as oops moments. I just think of them as, oh my goodness, it's happening again. And then I find that they usually work out. I actually chatted to Paul earlier about a friend really inspired me about that. She always used to talk about good problems. So now when there's an oops moment, or when I look at things that are difficult and maybe I'm not doing very well, then I always think of, is this a good problem and am I growing? And someone that really inspires me is Mel Robbins. And she came up with the topic, and I work a lot in the mental health field, and I use this a lot for my clients. You either win or you learn. And I absolutely love that concept. So I suppose I don't have so many oops moments anymore, because I'm either winning or I'm learning. And so I'm so much, as I've gotten older, I'm actually so much kinder to myself, because when I fall down, and also in my practice as a therapist, I often talk about embarrassing moments. So I talk about when I farted in public, or when I froze doing a speech, or when I said that thing that I couldn't believe came out of my mouth. And as I was saying it, it actually happened. And I'm like, this is real time, this is happening. And oh my goodness, am I ever going to be facing that person again? But I either won that moment or I learned that moment. And that has really helped me in that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chantal. I love the thoughts when you're at the moment of embarrassment, focus on two things. Are you winning or learning? Certainly at those times, we will walk past the moments of embarrassment. Thanks, Chantal. Now, I would like to ask, is anyone willing to take up a topic from the room? Or shall I go ahead and call a few more names? Okay, certainly I don't have short sight, but I need some help in who's coming out there.
Nino's coming up.
Nino, am I getting it right?
Actually, this will be the last table topic of the evening.
Okay, perfect. So the topic for you is, before that, a question. Are you a guest or a Toastmaster, Nino, if I may ask?
Recurring guest.
Okay. If you would compare success to your favorite cuisine, how would you demonstrate it? If you would compare success to your favorite cuisine, how would you demonstrate it?
May you please repeat for me?
Sure. If you would compare success to your favorite food, how would you demonstrate it?
Wow. That is a very interesting question for the main topic. Demonstrate. That is a very broad way. But I think I will, or oftentimes, whenever I've achieved success, there is a favorite cuisine that I like to eat. That is pasta. So most of the time, if I feel good about achieving certain milestones of my dreams, I would normally cook that food. And I'm a good chef, by the way. And it's very fulfilling. I wouldn't demonstrate, but I can express it. That it's very fulfilling to achieve something, and it just doesn't end there with the achievement. The good thing about it is that it also inspires your surroundings. It inspires people next to you. And definitely, I don't eat that food alone. With the people who are always on my side, giving me support and encouragement. I enjoy and celebrate success with the people who are loving and people who are always there. So I believe that the most important aspect of success is that it's not only your success, but there are so many people who can learn something, who can get inspired and do better than you, and also feel good about themselves.
Thank you, Nino. One last sentence from my end before I hand it over to Toastmaster of the day. Soup Of course, all of you would have had it while you have fallen sick. So when we face failures, we fall sick, and a warm bowl of soup is very important. And the bowl of soup, like Nino mentioned, is the lovely people around us who help us to get the best out of us in the tough times. And remember ice cream. So when you taste success, keep yourself as cool as an ice cream. And when you taste failures, have your people around you like a bowl of soup to keep going. With that, back to our Toastmaster of the day, Catherine.
Lovely, Nina. Very inspiring. And to all of our very inspiring speakers, I think you really did us proud there. Well done. So thank you for that. Super, yeah. I also like what Chantal said about you can either look at life as a win or learning. I think that that's truly a lovely way to look at life. I try and do that. And a gentle way to look at life. And talking about those oops moments, I remember my late father, who absolutely adored my mother, who's not late, and he always said he would marry her 100 times over. He once forgot her name. He just had a complete block. He said, this is, I couldn't believe it. I don't know why. He just had a block, but he didn't absolutely adore her. So those oops moments can be quite something. Okay, so I'm now going to hand over to Amelia, who's going to give our timekeeping on the table topics. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you. Well, today you're seeing a lot of my patients. Well done to all those people that really inspired us and brave the stage to give us several topics. Well done, Queenie, for your video. Is it correct? Yes. Well done for your first ever topic. So I'm going to give a report on the time for the table topics. So Sean, well done. You had 1 minute 43 seconds on your speech. Angelica, well done again. You had 1 minute 10 seconds on your speech. Yolanda, well done. You had 45 seconds on your speech. Alex, you had 1 minute 5 seconds on your speech. Chantal, 1 minute 36 seconds. Dino, exactly 2 minutes on the dot. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amelia. Beautifully done. To the point. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we are going to have that vote. And if you can just vote, I'll pull that up on the screen. And if you can just vote for your favorite table topic speaker. And if you feel like giving any of the table topic speaker woohoo note, you're very welcome. Justine also has their numbers on the WhatsApp group and chat. If you want to WhatsApp them, woohoo note. Here's mine.
All the evaluators for now.
Everyone done? Yeah, all done? Yeah. Okay, now a very interesting and inspiring part of the evening. I think I might have said that about 5 times. So much. Hand over to our very esteemed evaluators, Sean being our first. So we are going to hear Sean's feedback, very valuable feedback on Felicia with her speech off the page. Sean's statement, Felicia off the page. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. I just want to make sure I'm muted. So, Talisha, off the page, I loved the opening question. What I would have done is I just would have paused a little bit more for the audience to kind of get the question before you went into, more, and you went into a second question. Next time, just pause that, because what it gives you time is to gather your thoughts and let the audience just connect with you. You had good vocal projection. I thought your vocal projection was really excellent. Like you were connecting with the audience. You had good eye contact, and in the beginning you were looking more sort of directly at the camera, and then you moved your eyes around the room as you got more comfortable in your speech. You had great tone. Your tone comes across really well. And you recovered well when you had lost your way. And that just shows that you can keep composure. And just try. So if I was to give you just anything that I would ask you to do is try to put your hands by your side, and if you can walk the stage to just connect more fully with your audience. I loved what the word comfortable with discomfort, and you connect with your audience in a very special way, in that there's a way that you come across that you just connect with your audience. And that line when you said save the world working in energy, the millennial dream, that really connected with me. I went, wow, that's precious. So like, not only do you have a job, but you have a vocation and you have a give back. That really was impressive. And then you never use notes or cards, which was excellent, because for your first speech, do not use anything that is a cue card and just stand in front of an audience. I thought was very, very well done. And your stance is also very good. And what I would do is, as well, is like I said, is if you could just move with the room, the audience will follow you better. But otherwise, a great first speech, well done.
Thank you, Sean, for that. Yeah. Thank you, Sean. I always love Sean, very passionate evaluations back. He puts everything into them. So a great evaluation there for you. Yes. And now we are going to hand over to Andrea, who is going to be evaluating Fabang. Just one page, is it? So Andrea, Fabang, just one page. Thank you. Thank you very much.
One person.
Sorry, just one person.
So as I mentioned, I really enjoy the way you speak, and you started your speech being a teenager. Me right back to the emotions and the confusion and all the feelings of being a teenager. That was a strong start. As your pauses, and you're using your pauses and stop saying something. And I know you mentioned to me once you worried about the pauses, that you're thinking maybe too much, or but actually all the pauses you use in the right places. Your gestures were also very much on point and very captivating, actually, because you used your imagination. You were doing this with your hands, which was a real, made us think about things. And you also speak from the heart and authentically. And I think this is why I connect with you so much, because I want to hear more. I want to hear to share with us. And the structure of your speech was also very clear. You had a very strong intro, like I mentioned, followed by the body of your speech, where you used a statistic, which I thought was fantastic, and it's always nice to solidify your speech with some kind of statistic. And you also inspired us with your own experience about a teacher who believed in you. You then concluded and summarized and called us to action. I love how confident you were to tell us to Google the organizations, and then you stopped and you looked at all of us. And that was quite profound, because you really wanted us to do something. Your Abraham Lincoln quote, "Best way to predict the future is to create it," ties it all back together for me. It really was a golden thread right through your speech.
And at the end, you took your speech and brought it right to the beginning again, and I thought that was fantastic. Also using words, your words, trajectory of your life, love that. And I thought it was very, very strong. And the word trajectory of your life is how the teacher, which again ties into your entire speech, what the theme of your speech was, is how your teacher changed the trajectory of your own life. And I commend you for seeing it through, because it was not just the teacher, it was who you were too, and how you pushed yourself through it. And so well done for that. Your story was incredibly inspiring. Thank you for that. Things that I would work on is eye contact. Your authenticity is there, but I think if you start focusing on every single person when you talk to them, it's so much more powerful. And walking the room, you know, little movement. Your gestures were fantastic, but just a bit more movement, you know, command the stage when you're there. Command it, it's your stage. And I think you do have a lot to say. And if you follow that and keep practicing and keep standing up and facing that fear, I think you're going to be brilliant. Thanks.
Wow, another very powerful evaluation. I'm sure you got a lot out of that. Your speech was very powerful and it really helped us. So well done. And well done to Andrea. I think that was a really awesome evaluation with some really good pointers there and just done so beautifully. I'm sure you're going to agree.
My first time.
Yeah. Good. Okay. And now over to our President Judge Steve, who is going to evaluate Paul. This is not just a virus spoiler. Thank you, Steve.
Definitely have a tough act to follow.
Wow, that was inspiring. It actually makes me feel like it was a goosebump for life. Really inspiring. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I don't know that I recall that I was telling that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Let's get back to you. So you need to write that down as a note. Thank you, Paul. You were really inspirational. And you reminded for me when I listened to your speeches, passion. And we said it in the break. It's passion. You are speaking from the heart about your industry. And it's so interesting because it's an industry I have no idea about. Absolutely no clue. It's a really nice space. You can hear the passion that comes through. And I also love, and I can see that you love to learn. And you held good eye contact with everyone. You were looking at everybody in the eyes, so that was lovely. I think the one thing, you were just going a little bit back and forth. So I know sometimes it's about swaying, but yours was a bit back and forth. To try to stay and moving purposely in the movement. So if you're wanting to grab someone's attention, go a little bit forward. You definitely left us with a lot to think about. And I think my suggestions for you would the power of pause. Pause, let us absorb what you've said. You can tend to go a little bit quick, and I'm feeling a little bit lost. And maybe explain a little bit more in some instances about the boiler, maybe some images would be great for us to see. I know you're going to be walking around with people, so they'll be seeing it. But, you know, I'm quite visual, so I'd love to see what it looks like or explain it so I can picture it in my mind. Didn't need the notes. So areas to improve and just to challenge yourself a little bit is grab our attention. Straight away, grab our attention and make us feel like, oh, what is it next? And paint pictures a little bit more with your words, setting a scene. So with your marathon runner, you spoke about him putting on his boots. Explain what else he put on. He put on a sleeve band and he put on his, you know, I don't know what else runners would wear, but put on his shorts. And explain the surroundings, so we have more of a visual image of what is happening. I think you do leave your audience hooked, and you explain everything, and we like to hear what you say because you're passionate and you have a love for everything. Make use of your pauses. I loved your conversational manner, and just remember to paint a few more pictures for us. So I'm wishing you all the best for June, and remember how it goes. If you don't know your limits, you can achieve.
Thank you so much to Justine. As usual, a really comprehensive evaluation. And I can see Paul writing down some really good points that came out there. And his wonderful speech. So we now hand over again to Amelia for her report on superb evaluators who set an extremely high standard. Thank you to all three.
Thank you so much, Catherine. What I like about evaluations is they're not only speaking to the person that is actually giving the speech, but each and everyone from what is being evaluated. So I hope each and everyone actually got something from the evaluation. So looking at the evaluation, we did very well. Sean, your evaluation was 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Sean was really nervous there. I could see the hands. Oh, Sean is nervous. I can see hands, but well done, Sean. Andrea, the evaluation was 3 minutes. Well, it's 25 seconds. Thank you so much, everyone.
Amelia. Okay, so we now, thank you so much, Amelia. You've been a really wonderful timekeeper. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed to have had you. So we're now going to go into voting for the evaluators. And just a reminder again, if you want to give any of the table topic speakers or any evaluator a little woohoo note, you're very welcome to the end of the evening. Thank you.
Scroll up. I'm sorry, before the table topics.
Look at all the fans we can just lie there with them all around you reading. That's what I do with my copy. Okay, everyone done? Yeah. Is everyone done there? Yes, yes. Okay, we are now going to hand over to Amanda all the way in Angola. Yolanda's there in Angola ready for us. And Yolanda is going to give us the R counter report. Over to you, Yolanda.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Well, I listened carefully, everyone, and I would like to highlight the ones who doesn't use the words as scratch or pause filler. Olga, Tabang, Mina, Jane, Alex, and Justin. I didn't catch anything from you. The other ones I have from Catherine, 3 souls. From Emilia, 10 arms, 3 souls. From Elisha, 5 hands and 9 souls. From Paul, 5 souls. From Angelica, 2 arms and 1 repeat of you know. From Chantel, 3 arms. And that's all. So I would like to highlight also that it doesn't mean that the first one doesn't use the words. They use, but they use properly. The ones I indicate, they use a scratch or pause filler. That's all, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much for that. And if we can now hand over to Olga for our Bavarian report. Over to Olga.
I always surprised that Sean has got so believe in me that he's appointing me to be a grammarian. I didn't hear any swearing words, but I was inspired with all positive quotes. Felicia, figured out life, simple, be comfortable with my discomfort. Tabang, I absolutely agree with Andre's evaluation. I wrote the same things, like I like that we given the statistics numbers. Very important in the speech. One person believed in me for your future. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Paul, I like to improve things and we will. Sino. I hope to pronounce it correct. Enjoy, celebrate success. So every time when I'm going to cook pasta, I will remember about you. Sean, successful, I like the successful definition, that was the whole speech. And Chantel, winning or learning. The word of the day, we're using Sean twice, Catherine 3 times, Chantel twice, Sino 3 times, Andrea once, and Justine 3 times. Sure. Here it goes.
Thanks, Olga. We look forward to those insights. Russian recipe, Olga's away from Russia. And now I hand over to our lovely President Justine for the award ceremony. Thank you, Justine.
I'm in the chat first, so you've got some time. Oh, the technical difficulties today. I want to thank all of our first-time role players, Amelia, Andrea, who also forgot your name, Felicia, your speech, and Amelia, Timer. Well done to all of you. You were amazing at all of your roles, and the speeches tonight were outstanding, inspirational. They really, really were. I think every single person that spoke tonight, even in the table topics, spoke from that. So thank you, it really was inspiring. Okay, I can stop you now. But
I'm not counting it.
I think the biggest message, not sure who originally said it, Sean, if it's you, I'm quoting you. Fail forward and be kind to yourselves. So you're our own worst enemy, to be kind to yourselves. And I loved someone wrote this, and I can't quote who it was, but I love this and it stuck with me all the time, is you would never speak to a friend or family the way that you speak to yourself.
It's true.
So true, no? Sometimes I'm like, whoa. So yeah, be kind to yourselves. Our next meeting is the 21st of May. It is online. And the theme is go the extra mile. I mean, go the extra mile and sign up for roles. We're going to need a Toastmaster. Amelia. I mean, Sally and I were sitting here going, Toastmaster. Please check your schedule.
Saying that, yeah, I'll definitely check my schedule. I actually say that to Shinta that my next role will be the Toastmaster.
We perhaps have a Toastmaster for the 21st. And then any other roles, if there's any roles that have spoken to you, the R counter, the timer, the grammarian, and evaluator, please let us know. So
Table topics master.
thank you, table topics master. Oh, Mina, thank you for the beautiful table topics too. That was so beautiful.
Very active.
I would like to now just check in with all of our lovely guests that have joined us tonight. Thanks. How was your? You are definitely.
Which is lots to learn still out there. So I definitely would join. It's just about matter of aligning this stuff here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us again. Angelica. Is it Angelica or Angelica?
It's actually Angelica, but I'm good with Angel.
Okay.
My husband said, thinking hell, then you know how to pronounce, but Angelica. But I'm fine with Angela, Angelica, and it's all right.
Okay. What is your takeaway?
What?
Your takeaway? What are you taking home with you today?
Okay.
This
Oh,
experience.
sorry, that one is new for me. To be honest, I came in without expectations because I didn't know what was all the dynamic about. So I arrived not knowing where I'm gonna sit. Can I sit? Can I sit in this side? And so I think it was there was like explosion over my whatever expectations I had, because I come with a thought of like, okay, what I'm gonna do, listen these people, most probably everybody have been here before, and I've been swallowing so much positivity and so much energies and so much encouragement, for everything, for life, for work, for what I like to do, for what I want to achieve. So I think I take a lot.
Okay.
I take a lot, more than I expected, and I feel like I want more. I feel like, you know, you do one thing and you want to like, oh, what's next? And that's what I'm feeling right now.
Amazing. Thank you. Perhaps on the online meeting or meeting in that. What did you what is your takeaway today?
I think.
Yeah.
And again, the community and the support that we're giving one another. So that is what's going to take the role.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Then, take away.
Thanks for this club at the moment. And we all start with a Google search. And I was quite impressed with the ToastEd's online presence. You know, it's slick and you get a lot of information from the website. And then you come here and it just continues. I think I love running off the club. And especially the voting button. I mean, I love it. So I'm quite impressed with the club and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So Eugene, you've experienced online, now you're experiencing in person. So take away.
I love it. Yeah, similar to last time, had a good experience and yeah, learn from everyone speaking and then all the evaluations as well, taking in advice that's been given.
Yeah. And then I want to just leave this with you. And it's so interesting because I don't normally go on Instagram myself. But I went on Instagram the other day, yesterday, and I saw this and I screenshotted it because this is perfect for a meeting about success. So it was the holistic psychologist who shared it. And then Lewis Howe is another influencer type person who I can't remember what his podcast is called now. The School of Greatness, yes. So he shared this. He said, what society thinks is success? A nice house, a nice car, a prestigious career, degrees. What success actually is, knowing who you are, having a balanced nervous system, having family who loves you no matter what, and following your heart even when misunderstood. I thought that was so lovely. So I'll share that with you. I wish you all a wonderful rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you on a wonderful day. Thank you. So we love them.
Nominations.
The mouse is called.
Okay, we can just not share. I'm so sorry, I forgot the most important part. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Right, we're going to start with best tabletop. Drum roll. I owe you a ribbon. You're ribbonless. I will just post it.
Ready, steady.
And then we have our base evaluator for the evening. Amazing, well done. Thank you. I think I also owe you a ribbon.
It is fine.
There's a matchy here.
And then we have best speaker award. And tonight we also draw. So we'll do a drum roll. And we have Taban and Tanisha.
Well done.
Thank you. Congratulations. And Tanisha, thank you. Congratulations. Okay, now I will shift you well. Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye. See you all on May 21st.
Good night. See you.
Good night.